G'day YouTube, my name's Lance. Welcome to Bundy Bear's shed. Well, the weather report, 22 to 30 today, and it's a little bit cloudy. It's quite humid, like it's steamy. So, lovely sunny day yesterday, and it was bloody hot yesterday. And but they were expecting storms to come in, but they didn't arrive. And but they're saying maybe a shower today, and they're saying that perhaps Tuesday, Wednesday this week, we can expect up to 20 millimetres of rain. So, yeah, we thought, right, 20 mils of rain, we got to go away next weekend. If we get the rain and we don't mow this last weekend and do all the mowing and everything, with 20 mils of rain, it'll just be hard work. So, the front half of the paddock on the front of the dams up near the house, that's it really grows quickly. So I slashed all that, slashed out the front, and on Saturday, what a weekend. I didn't get a bloody thing done that I planned on, but anyway, it doesn't matter. I've got a little clip of what I was going to do on the boat trailer. Well, I've got the axle in, I've got the Valvoline Tectile 506 all over the springs and the hangers, and I've actually got extra U-bolts front and back on the main spring carriers. And look, they're just for if we get out bush and we break one, we've got a spare set. See another traveller on the road, we've got a spare set. And by putting the 50 millimetre axle in the boat trailer, well, the same U-bolt goes around the axle down to the fish plates, and the same U-bolts go around the suspension and everything. So, so with two fish plates, front and rear each side, we've got 8 U-bolts and 4 spare fish plates. You probably never use them, but if one of the U-bolts on the main suspension breaks, instead of the axle moving backwards and going all skew with and probably being dangerous, I think we've caught that up. So I got one hub on, and I got the axle all in, mounted up, one hub on, all the bearing reset and everything. I haven't got the cap yet. We're going to put some of those bearing buddies on that you can grease up, and yeah, I'll show you when I get them, but yeah, you pump grease in and there's a little plunger that just comes up against the spring, and over the time it just keeps a slight positive pressure in the hub. So if you don't let the trailer cool down after a long trip when you're backing into the water, that positive pressure is there to stop it sucking water in, and we've got marine seals on the inside of the disc. So yeah, but Saturday I said to Jude, I'm going to finish that bloody boat trailer today, that'll be good. So yeah, away I went, and I got a start on it, and Jude says, well, she'll grab the mower and she'll mow up around the house to save us doing it. And then yeah, and then you know, I can mow on Sunday, you know. So she was going to do around the house, which is an hour or two's work, and then Sunday I can do up all around the back and the orchard and all that sort of thing. So anyway, she just got up the front there, and I had to race to town and get a couple of spare U-bolts. So, and I'm just heading out the driveway, and she's coming back, and she says, oh, the mower's blown a belt. And I said, oh, well, I'll be back in 20 minutes, half an hour, I'll fix it then. So anyway, so come back. I noticed one of the tyres down on the mower, so I've got a leak in my front tyre, and so yeah, I got under and did the belt, and blew all the grass off, because it often had grass around it, and I don't like to blow it off in the shed anywhere. It just, God, it makes a mess. And so I got that done and pumped up all the tyres and checked all that and make sure she's right to go, and off Jude went, doodling around. Up around the house and that, and she got the mowing done. And anyway, yesterday I had the mower going, and I thought, oh, some of the wiry grass, it just wasn't cutting it, and I thought, oh, the blades must need a sharpen, and I felt underneath, yeah, they needed a sharpen. So I pulled the day before I greased all the deck and all that, but I pulled the blades off, sharpened them up, and when I'm putting them back on, I'm thinking, oh, something here, and the spindle near the chute for getting rid of the grass, it's got a buggered bearing in it, so I didn't have much to do, so I greased her up and finished it. But we need to go away this next weekend So hopefully today, I do have a spare spindle, and that's what you get. Like I had a spare deck belt here, I have a spare spindle here, because we only get weekends to do things, so you need to be prepared. So we've had the mower about 6.5, maybe 7 years now, and it's only done 250 hours, because in the drought, well, we'd only do a run round and tidy up once or twice a year. Like, it went for ages with not getting used much. But now, now it's a weekly or a fortnightly thing. The grass just grows here, and in the fortnight since we mowed last, we had a good 6 inches of grass, 6-8 inches on a lot of places. So it really gets away. So anyway, so today I'm hoping to get the deck out and get that spindle replaced and service the deck right up. And I haven't got any stuff to put in the tyre with the slow leg. I found a tiny little puncture hole, but often there's like a green stuff I buy from Repco, and you put it in and spin the wheel and it seals up the little gap for you. And I used to run that in it. It's in one of the front ones, probably the other side, because it's holding. So anyway, so no bait trailer today either. So I got one hub on, and that was it. To do the mower, I used to just use the leg of the hoist on the front bumpers, but I'm just hooking a lifting strap over the front and lifting it up so I can get under it and that. So I'll get the deck out today. The mower's 5 hours from a service, so that's one complete mow around our paddock, around where we mow. So yeah, I'll probably leave that. I won't do that this time, and I'll wait till it gets to 260. That mower, we're thinking of getting rid of it and getting the new one, but every 20 hours the engine oil's been changed, engine oil and filter, and it's had an engine service every 20 hours. So starts and runs beauty. We put an aftermarket carby on it a while back, and yeah, now the deck's dicky, and we put a new deck belt on. And the other day under there I noticed the steering gear's getting a bit sloppy, so we might move it on and yeah, get a new one soon. But anyway, we'll just see how finances go. Bloody old Sansa dog. She's hobbling around on her 3 legs, and I thought on Saturday I'd let her come up here with me, and the bloody thing on 3 legs, and the vet says keep her quiet. So we're trying to keep her quiet, and bloody hopeless. And so anyway, I opened the door of the ute, bang, she's in. So she comes out, and she's a funny dog. You go to lift her out, and she yoik, yoik, yoik. So you just let her jump out on her own, and she puts both feet down, hits her chin on the dirt, and bloody off she goes, happy as Larry. So I brought her up here Saturday because I was planning on buggering around in the shed here, and I watered the orchard and all that sort of stuff, and yeah, she loved it. She just walked around and buggered about, but Saturday night she was sore, and yesterday, I didn't bring her up yesterday, she was sore, and last night they gave us, she's still on antibiotics so she doesn't get an infection where they did the surgery on her front leg here, and yeah, they said $1,000, but by the time they rang back and said near the joint there was a hole, puncture wound. It was right near a joint, and near a joint is bad for infection. So could they open it up and clean it out and stitch it up and do it properly? And I said, yeah, okay. So she had to have a stay overnight at the vets in the doggy hospital, and yeah, we picked her up about 2 o'clock on Tuesday. And oh, she was bloody glad. Straight in the ute again. They're saying keep her quiet and don't let her move around. And as soon as I opened the door to lift her in, bang, straight in. Oh Christ. Anyway, not to worry. The hair's getting in my eyes. I need a bloody haircut, and that's this week's. So I'm good looking for this party. Good looking as a bloody old prick can get anyway. But yeah, to get her out of the vets was $1,960 because of the surgery. And I thought, holy dooly. But anyway, so we paid that, and they said, oh, we've got to see her back on Friday to redress the thing. So we took her back on Friday, and where they had all her foot bandaged up, she's got her pads out now. So that's better. And that was another $75 just for that. So we're up to what, $2,000 35 or some bloody thing like that for this bloody dog that bites wheels. And coming up the shed this morning, like, Jude left her in the house. She's got a little doggy door, but she has trouble using it, crook. So Jude said, "Oh, we'll leave her in the house. It's a bit cooler there." And I said, "Oh, fair enough." And but today I'm up the shed and I've got her outside on the back patio, and she can go down the house yard for a wee, and I gave her a bone. But yeah, she got this thing that whenever you start the ute to come up the shed, she runs and barks at the gate. Then when you go past, there's a bottom gate. She runs down there and barks. Well, she was doing that this morning. And I had to go up there again, and same thing again, bark at the gate, bark at the other one, running around like a loony, and then sitting down looking a bit sore. So, but she's gone off her tucker a little bit, and she's on antibiotics and she's on a painkiller. And I think the painkiller's upsetting her guts. And normally she'd bloody run a mile for a bit of cheese, but this morning she wouldn't have cheese. So we gave her her antibiotic, and I'm just going to keep an eye on her today before we give her the painkiller, because I think it makes her crook. Like, after that last night, she was quite uncomfortable. So we've just given her the antibiotic this morning. I'm keeping an eye on her, and if she's not in pain and seems to be doing all right, well, we might leave the painkiller away. It might be one of those things that does more harm than good. She hadn't eaten her dinner the last couple of nights, but if you hand feed her meaty bites, a sookie la will eat them. So anyway, we'll see. But yeah, keeping her quiet's a bit difficult. When I go to work tomorrow, it'll probably be a bit easier. But anyway, we'll just see. I got to work on Tuesday, and here's an email from John Deere. Now, John Deere has I forget the exact words for it, but it's a team of lawyers, and they scour the web looking for trademark infringements. And anyway, they sent me a notice that I had a trademark infringement, and to deal with it before the 15th of December, let them know if I was going to. And it turns out, for years now, like for 25 years, back when we started Bundaberg Field Service, there was an artist in town, and I got him to draw a tractor jumping out of a toolbox, and it looks like there's molten lava in the toolbox, and the toolbox spread out, and this tractor comes out, and it's a John Deere. Well, it looks like a John Deere, and then it's got tractor in green and yellow coming down. And 1998 we did that, and when we started Queensland Tractor Spares, we used the same tractor, but we put the Queensland logo in orange and the same tractor. But yeah, John Deere sent us an infringement notice we've infringed on their trademark. And I said, well, this is just a bit of art we've had for years. And they said, have a look at the trademarks. If you're in business and you have a picture of a tractor, even a cartoon or whatever, if it's a green tractor with a yellow stripe, you're infringing their trademark. And this is like a cartoon. It's just got elongated egg-shaped wheels as it leaps out, and so yeah, any tractor with, it doesn't matter what it is, a drawing or whatever. If you're in business and you have a green tractor with a yellow stripe, you're infringing John Deere's trademark. So we haven't got yellow wheels on it; they're black wheels and things like that. It's only one yellow stripe. So they said that has to change, and I said, oh, well, fair enough. So it's going to cost us a few bob to go and change everything, but I got a graphic artist through the week, and we've made the tractor red. And he said, you want Massey Ferguson red? I said, no, just bloody red. And he says, oh, you want a silver stripe like Massey Ferguson? I said, no, just bloody red. We've had, we don't want any more trouble. But, after 25 years, 24 and a half, it's 25 next April. So John Deere have said we're infringing on their trademark. So we're making the changes. We don't want any strife really. And on the catalogue section of our web page, we have some Sparex catalogues at the top. Then down the bottom, Quality Tractor Parts had some catalogues, and they rebrand them for you, and they put Queensland Tractor Spares on them. Well, they went through the catalogues, and Quality Tractor Parts had a fan belt section in the catalogue, and on the bottom there was a picture of 4 John Deere belts with the John Deere band around them. And so they showed me a photo of that, and they said, well, if they're not John Deere belts, that's an infringement of our trademarks, so you have to get rid of that. And so I rang Alan Gary from Quality Tractors, I emailed Alan Gary, and he said, yeah, just dump the catalogues. They've got newer, better catalogues coming out, so they'll be on the website soon. And they went through the John Deere section on my website, and the words John Deere are trademarked. I couldn't believe it. I said, how can that be? But anyway, they are. I've got my computer people that look after the website, Catalyst Directions in town here. I got them to have a look, and they said, yeah. I couldn't believe it. Oh, and on the John Deere section, we had an old type logo sort of thing, and they said that had to go. So we've changed that to words. But the thing with a tractor part is we bring a lot of parts in from Steiner in America, and the Steiner tractor parts, we just copied off Steiner onto our website. Like we copy, and you know, they let us use their pictures and their wording and all that, and we do copy their wording because there may be something about that part that we don't know of, but they know of, and it might say fits this, fits that, fits something else. So they picked on a set of plug leads, and the part said John Deere MC 420, etc. plug lead set, spark plug lead set. Well, that insinuates that we're selling John Deere parts because it says John Deere parts. They want us to go through the whole website and change that. So now we've got to have plug lead set to suit John Deere MC, all that stuff. So I didn't get any shed time last week. I tack. And young Mitch used to do that for us. Well, of course he moved on, so I spent hours and days on the bloody thing. I'm getting there, and any parts in the John Deere section that we had watermarked with our old logo, we've taken all that off. There is other parts around the website, but I'm going to work through them and get rid of our old logo as a watermark. But we were actually working through to get that gone anyway. I reckon a watermark and that on a part, even though it stops someone stealing your picture, it's no, you know, it sort of detracts from the item, I believe. So we were doing that anyway. So yeah, I spent last week in the office, changing everything. So just so they don't follow up with litigation sort of thing. So we're trying to do the right thing. We didn't know we weren't doing the right thing. Like that logo, I got used to looking at it for years. And yeah, I've been to all the John Deere dealers and that around the place, and we've been to shows and trade shows and all sorts, and there's never been a problem, but it is now. So yeah, we've still got the Queensland Tractor Spares logo. We've just made the tractor red, so we're going to have to do signage on the front of the building and things like that as well. It's they call it the Web Trademark Infringement Team. So it's probably only the web they're looking at. So, but we're going to change it. We're working through it, and yeah, I had to let them know by the 15th of December. So I sent them an email saying, you know, that this is, yeah, sorry about that. We didn't know, and that the John Deere was a thing that we drew years ago, and yeah, we didn't know that we were doing anything wrong. And yeah, the other changes, we're happy to make the changes. It's just, yeah, it's just, we had no idea. But so yeah, a lot of parts that we've got, you know, John Deere Model A carburetor gasket kit for a Marvler Schiebler carby. Well, we've got to put carburetor gasket kit for a model such and such John Deere, or to suit. We can have fits or to suit or something like that. So I sent them an email and I said, let us know how we're going, but you don't hear anything, eh? So they just hit you with a big stick, I think. So anyway, that's what I've been doing this last week. No shed work, that's for bloody sure. But anyway, we'll get there. I'll get it all changed over and away we go. Next weekend, the reason we put a lot of time into the paddock here yesterday, over the weekend here, was yeah, because we're going away next week to Roy's 21st. So yeah, Saturday we'll be travelling, Sunday we'll be travelling home. We were going to go down Friday, drop in to see a couple of friends on the way, and yeah, on the Friday, and take it easy. But anyway, the Ellie's young bloke's missus, she's back at work now, Thursday, Friday, Saturday at Godfrey's, the vacuum cleaner people in town here. So so the young one's in daycare and she's going well, young Freya. And so yeah, Tim was going to have to lose a shift to pick the kids up from school and take them to swimming. So Jude said, oh, well look, we'll just go down Saturday. So be no visiting on the way. It's just down Saturday, be there 2 o'clock or something like that it is, and then wake up Sunday straight home. And I'll probably wake up Sunday, and if they, if we're there and they want to go out for breakfast or something, we'll do that. It's about a good 5 hours run each way, so it's not too much. But yeah, I'll be back in the shed next Monday, so we'll see how that goes. I might take you for a little walk later on up. Judy's been rattling my chain for ages. I've got a set of proper fencing pliers here, and I used to have them in a tin toolbox over there, but they're just bloody not there, and I don't know what I've done with them. And our front fence has been knackered for ages, and the wire's all loose, and we haven't worried about it. I said, oh, that'll be a retirement job. So Jude's been on about, well, we need to cut the wire out of that fence and get rid of that, and then we can clean between the posts. And all right, so yesterday I did that. So I slashed for a few hours, I mowed for a few hours, and I spent the whole afternoon up on that fence line. So the corner post, because the bloke up the back's always playing up, and he was playing up back when I put the corner post in 1999, I think it was, I put the corner post in my place. So the southern side of it, on his side of it, I'm pretty sure the boundary mine's just inside. And anyways, one of those blokes has got to push the limit, so he goes and screws a mailbox on me post. And look, he did that 5-10 years, a long time ago. And I thought, oh, bugger it, just leave it there. And anyway, the post got a bit of a lean because he he was cleaning between the posts after he pulled the wire out, and one of the stays come out. So we just chucked it over in my paddock. And so the fence is all, the post's crooked. So I'm going to push it straight with the loader, re-ram it, and put new stays in, and cut it to size. So I sent him a message yesterday, and I said, look, can you move your letterbox, please? I'm either pulling the post out or straightening it up, but either way, it's got and look, it's probably a foot higher than it needs to be, and I just didn't get round to cutting it off last time. Then he put a letterbox on it, so anyway, so I couldn't. So anyway, I said, can you shift that, please? I'm going to knock the top off that post or sort it out. And so next thing, you need to ring me, because I message him, and the reason I message him is so that everything's written. And you need to ring me. So, all right. So I rang him yesterday. And, are you sure that post's on your place? I said, yes, I am. I said, you can measure from he's got a 20 metre wide driveway. You can measure from the neighbour's corner post to there, and I measured across the front, the 120 metres, and I reckon I've put a star picket in, and I reckon the post's about so far in. And he said, you reckon that post's a proper boundary? And I said, yeah, I do. And I said, if you don't, if we're not going to agree on it, let's get the place surveyed. I said, it's a couple of $1,000, let's do that. Oh, no, it's been a boundary for 20 years, that'll do. So I said, all right then. So anyway, he's gonna either come and shift his mailbox, or I said, if you don't, I'm gonna chop it off with your mailbox on the top of the post, and I'll put your mailbox somewhere where you won't run over it. But he's got grass 4 foot high. I said, I'll put it somewhere where you won't run over it, because I want to get it all properly this time. And we're going to pull all the wooden fence posts, and we're going to put galvanised star pickets. The stuff that's galvanised we've put in the ground is good. The posts get all sloppy, so with a bottom and top wire, we'll get that done. So anyway, now I'm on fencing duties. So I've got to pull the posts and bug around. Oh, well. Anyway, you got to do what. Oh, well, Jude's been on about it for years. You know, they ask you to do something, and then they keep reminding you every 6 months. That's what happens. So, But anyway, look, it doesn't matter that much. So I've got to work that into the plan now. And I was going to leave it till I was retired. But anyway, we're doing it. So once we come back, I told Andrew about his mailbox. I might get to it today, but if it's showering, I'm not going to. And anyway, I've got to get the mower going first. It's never a dull moment. And the stuff I want to do, like play with my tractors and all that, there's no time. By the time you spend, I'll go to work at 6, and I like to come home a bit early in the afternoon and knock over a few little jobs or work on my projects or service a ute, which I've got to service a ute before we go. And but when you stay back and bug around, you start at 6, finish at 5, and you don't get much time to do anything else then. Or if you have time, you're not interested. So anyway, we'll see what happens. I've been on to Sparex about, there's a couple of things we're doing. I've got to take a fan in. A few people have said the Sparex water pumps, the bolt holes, the trapezoid pattern aren't quite lining up. So I've got to take a fan in and just check. They sent a pulley up for the Fergie water pumps, the TE20 FE35 petrol water pumps, iron standard 23C, and I just got to do a check and see if those holes are right. I've had 2 people now talk to me and say, look, they don't think they're right and the cotter pin sticks out too far. So I've got a pump, we're going to run through tests, and they've told me that what I find wrong, whatever I find wrong, take photos, document it, and it goes to England. So that'll be happening at work probably. But I've also asked them for a water pump kit. Now the water pump out of the 65, the original one, I don't know if it's aftermarket or not. It probably would be, I'd say. But I've got a new one on the engine. I've asked them for a water pump kit for that pump, and people have a lot of trouble fitting water pumps. So I'm going to do a video on fitting a water pump. I've got a kit for the 1640 John Deere. We're going to do that as well. And just show people how to do water pumps, because you can buy a kit for a fraction of the price of a pump, particularly with John Deere. And so I'll work on that. I've got the stuff here, I'm sure. But I was talking to James, and one of my viewers sent me a private message through Messenger with these induction heater. And James was going to send me one, but it never showed up. So I hit him up last week and I said, where's that bloody induction thing? So here it is. My card, I reached my limit. So, so here it is. There's the Sparex induction heater with it's got a coil, and my friend that has one, he used it on a TE20 steering wheel nut and that. So, it's a neat little thing. I was reading the instructions the other day, and it's got a coil, and if you have a nut, you can put the coil around the outside of a nut. Don't put it right up against another bit of steel, or it doesn't work. You've got to pull it away a little bit, and it'll heat that nut red hot. It says don't leave it on for more than 2 minutes, and from what I've seen, they really go well. So that's going to be a thing. I'm going to go out the back and find some old rusty bit of shit, and I'll just see how we go with our Sparex induction heat tool. It says it does up to a 40mm thread, 1000 watts, 2 minutes maximum. It's 50-60 gigahertz, and there's different little coils you can put in for different things. And I see on the Sparex website you can buy extra coils. So if you wanted to make a funny shape that you use regularly, well, you can get the coils. So look, that'll be interesting. I'm a bit keen to have a play with that. So, you can see that top picture where it heats up the nut there. So, so look, that's interesting. I'm pretty keen to have a play with that as well when I get time. I was just thinking the other day, I probably had it a bit easy with the drought on and all that sort of thing. 1920. Even 21, the dam's only just filled up later last year. I've had it pretty easy around the paddock. I haven't had to do much, but at the moment, it's at least 8 to 10 hours every 2 weeks, and anything else, like we have to water the orchard every week, and there's a few hours worth, and do the round upping and whippersnipping and all that sort of thing. So yeah, at the moment we're a good day and a half out of our weekend just looking after the place, and that's fine. The wheel will turn. So anyway, see how we go. All right, look, that's about it. I'll show you what I got up to with the trailer. I might run up the front and just show you what I've done on the fence line, just for a point of interest for you. And yeah, look, stay safe. We'll catch you next week. Yeah, just keep out of bloody trouble, which is, I sort of have trouble there, but you blokes will be better at it than me, I'm sure. All right, see yous. Well, here's the mower here and the front bumper, and I put a 1 tonne lifting sling. At the moment I just got it over the boat trailer there, and I lower the hoist, hook it on the front bumper and lift him up, and that gives me a little bit of room underneath there. So yeah, here's all the axles bolted in. So I've got all that done. I've double nutted the main axle pivot bolt. The bolts, where are they? There. The bolts on the main U-frames, we've double nutted them with nylon lock nuts. We've got a fish plate and the 2 U-bolts at the front of the spring bracket. We've got a standard nut and a nylock nut double nutted under the spring, and the same at the back of the spring. So same across the other side. And that yellowy stuff, that's tectile. So that's to stop the rust. So I've got one hub on. And then the brake here, the cable pulls that, and that pushes this plate in, and then the whole caliper there floats. So when you pull it in, it pushes that against the other. So I haven't got the caps on yet, and the bloody thing, I've got to let it down, put it on stands and get the arms out of the way, because the wheel won't fit in between the hoist and there to put the wheel on. Okay, always something, isn't there? Well, here's another little story for you. This is a builder's pole. Oh, it's a main power pole that we used to have power coming into the place, and you know, it's got a place to put the ladder there to make it safe, and it's 90mm gal, and oh, it's about 5 metres high, and you can see there, maybe you can see, it looks, it's like new. And anyway, we had the power coming into the whole place on that, and we had to get a bit of work done, and so the electricity board said, oh no, look, we're not doing that unless you put a new pole in. And I said, what? And they said, yeah, that's got a steel pole, we want a timber one. I said, you're bloody joking. I said, there's nothing wrong with it, and it looks good. And they said, can you guarantee it's not rusted out on the bottom? And I said, well, I can't, but being good galvanised and concreted into the ground, I reckon it'll be okay. And so anyway, they got back to me and said, yeah, they put a wooden power pole in there or we cut supply. So anyway, so I've had this pole up in the paddock there for ages, and I'm mowing around it for bloody years now. And so the other day, yeah, yesterday, while I was in paddock, on paddock duties, I went and cut him off with the 1mm disc on the Makita, and yeah, so I've got a nice bit of 90mm round with a ladder rack on it if you'd like one, and a hook. This is where the main wire, the support for the wire goes, and then yeah, that was the panel where they did everything else. So yeah, absolutely nothing wrong with it. And I got a torch yesterday and I looked down the hole and it's brand new, like it looks really good, but yeah, unless I could guarantee that that was good inside, they were going to cut supply unless I put a power pole in. So yeah, a few $100 later we had a power pole, but that's getting back a little bit now. But yeah, it just reminded me as I walked out to the ute. The ute's full of stuff. Looks like I'm a bit of a worker really, but anyway, hey, we can trick most yous. Oh look, this is how hard I worked. Broke the handle on my rake. So more expense. Well, I'm up the front just showing you the fence line. We'll probably have a few cars going past, but anyway, we'll see. So this is the corner post. All the fence posts are all leaning over down there. Old mate's got to put the wire in, but anyway, probably won't happen. And yeah, that post, where the star picket there is there, I think that's where the boundary is, but I can remember taking a lot of time to put this post in my property. So, and that's his letterbox. So this should be 4 foot, so we've got to bring it down to about here and redo stays and things like that. So yeah, it's getting a bit weather beaten around the top, so I'm going to make a tin cap for it and that'll be okay. But yeah, along here you can see right along the fence line, there's another car coming, along the fence line, yeah, we've pulled all the wire and cleaned all that along, and yeah, cleaned that up with the loader, and yeah, slashed it, then cleaned it, and lovely sandy soil. But yeah, so all those posts are coming out. The strainer up the other end's good. This one's good, just needs straightening up and the stays put in properly. And yeah, and we're going to put a mesh fence along here, so all these posts got to come out. And yeah, so the old Johnny loader, yeah, it's been going well. I've got some offcuts of treated sleepers from around the gardens in the bucket. They're going to be what we bury in the ground for our fence stays. Now the old Johnny, she got a good grease up yesterday. Didn't get a full service, but got a bit of a wash off and all that, so that's going well. Yeah, the new Bearco shafts, you used to be able to poke the grease gun in the back there and grab the nipples. Nowadays you've got to pull that whole cover and shorten it and to get it, which is a bit of a pain in the arse. But anyway, everything's all greased on the Johnny, and now we'll come around. Look at this, just like heaven, isn't it? Here is the control valve we sealed up, and not a sausage, and that's done perhaps 5 or 6 hours work, I don't know. The hour meter doesn't work at the moment, so, but yeah, that's nice and clean and dry. And yeah, Walch Oil is the brand, and I still haven't got the boots for here, but at least we know the brand now. And I should have known, but I just couldn't couldn't get it in my head. All right, there you go, the old Johnny. Yeah, the repair's going well.